We have witnessed a series of protests in different parts of the country, but that is setting a very wrong precedence and what many analysts have called as a wrong start of William Ruto's regime. He has fashioned his government as that of the hustlers. But again, the latest revelation of the people that have been appointed in different decision-making tables, hustlers are not really there. In this analysis, I want us to look at the clash between Wanjiku and the House in what is really signaling some sort of misunderstanding. Moses Kuria is on the receiving end after making a very wild statement while speaking about displacement of some hustlers. Welcome to the Bold Analysis. My name is Kevin Oduor, and I want to urge you kindly that subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also like our video. When you like the video, it helps to boost the ratings. And of course, the long goal is it also boosts our revenue stream. Moses Kuria is a man under siege. And this is because he has found himself in a very difficult situation between protecting the investor and a hustler, who in this case are squatters. This is a very emotive situation, and I want to play for you a clip of a latest statement by Moses Kuria. I think amongst Ruto CS cabinet members, he's the one that has found himself in the middle of a controversy. Just 1 month within, after he was appointed, he was lately talking about the ban of Mitumba, and he said we misquoted him. But then on this one, I don't know what is your take, but now this is the soundbite of Moses Kuria.
So you tell me, and I want you good people to guide me. Do you want me to bow to the few thousands of people, squatters? Or do you want me to look at hundreds of thousands of people who are give jobs right here? And I want to tell squatters, I know you are an irresistible force, but in me, you will find an immovable object. I want NYS to start digging trenches right here. No 1 centimeter of Portland land will be grabbed anymore. Sasa jameni, kama hii shida ya maskota Moses Kuria hawezi tatua hii Kenya, nani anaweza tatua shule? This will be the end of squatting in our public land. Alafu you come to me, we are the, hakuna mtu anaelewa hustlers kuliko sisi. Sisi ndio mahustler original. So don't tell me that you are oppressing hustlers. Hustlers are those people I want to give. The hustlers are the hundreds of thousands of people I want to give jobs here. Those are the hustlers. I know what is happening. You call for a meeting right here for public participation. People come for public participation to represent squatters. They come with Prados and V8s better than mine. Habana, emotions tuweka kwa hardback. We are going to develop our land productively. We are going to use our land to create jobs. We are going to use our land to generate foreign exchange for our country.
Now, that is Cabinet Secretary in charge of Trade and Industrialization, Moses Kuria, telling squatters that were in some public land that is supposed to be used in expansion of a company there, that he is going to leave them. And one thing I want you to pay attention to is this. In that clip, he is saying that we should not be told that we are oppressing the hustlers, because what I want to do is I want to help hustlers to get jobs, or we are going to create jobs. And the reason I'm saying they found themselves between in a very uncomfortable place is I remember in the last Uhuru dispensation, when there were some evictions, they comfortably, even the likes of the UDA politicians that were then thrashing Uhuru Kenyatta, that Uhuru was not taking care of shelter aspect, that people are being denied of shelter for an investment, something that is not going to benefit them. Now that they've come to government, that reality has dawned on them. that the same thing is happening. You will have to forego shelter so that an investor uses that land. That's what they are saying. In fact, they're saying it's a public land, so it's going to be used for that exercise. Now, there have been series of protests from different parts of the country. Remarkably, the first protest in William Ruto's regime happened in Bungoma when Lusaka demolished some structures there that were also for the young, for some mamabogas allegedly. I've also seen Kisumu Prof has been trying to restructure the city, and of course, in the course of that, there have been disruptions in the people's settlements. But look at Mount Kenya, because Mount Kenya for me has been a little, for they have taken it a notch higher. If you've been following Kameme and Kikuyu radio stations, TV stations, not twice. If you listen to them, if you follow, within a day, you will not miss to hear of a protest somewhere. There was a protest about the cancellation of the Mau, is it Maua Road? There was a protest in Gatundu North about hunger and something about alcohol. There was also another protest, the same Gatundu in Nakuru, in Nakuru, about demolition of some structures by Kihika and Nyandarua. Now, this, and I want to be very objective by saying that, not that these protests are skewed towards Kenya Kwanza allied areas, but I'll tell you why I'm taking a lot of interest there, because these protests actually, they cast aspersions, they actually make government become unpopular. Because when people protest, it's not only the protesting group, everyone is seeing this protest, and we're like, something is not going on. And when I listened to Moses Kuria, something hit my mind, and I kept on saying that in this channel. Very simple. Government is not run like a church. Government is not run on religion. To some point, government is there is not an element of ruthlessness. There is some unwritten laws that people follow, and that is why in government, just like there is an usher in a church, in government there is a law enforcement officer known as the police. And I said that there is a lot of posturing as we are holier than thou, that we are not going to interfere with the people. And if you've been following the Bold podcast, you'll actually agree with me that I've once said that in the fullness of time, when reality dawns on this regime, they will know that it's not about being holier, that at some point things are not going, and that is what is going to cause a friction with the Wanjiko. Ruto government is settling the pace with a clash with the public. And this clash with the public, it's not something that it's not from the moon. It's not new. It happens. The only problem was one thing. We postured, and I'm saying we to mean Kenya Kwanza, did a political posturing before the voters that we were going to form government with you. And we are hustlers, we are you, this is your government. What Uhuru was doing was not taking care of hustlers. Now in this government, I'm going to take care of hustlers. Let me tell you people, the police are currently upscaling efforts to curb counterfeits in what is seen as a tax evasion purge. This issue of counterfeits is why the traders in Nyamakima were very angry with former President Uhuru Kenyatta, because Uhuru alikuwa anaenda anachoma vitu zao. That's what they used to say, that Uhuru used to ban their things, and these were underground things that really happened before the last general election. Now the reality here is you need more taxes, and because you need more taxes, counterfeits are some of the avenues that business people use to evade tax. So what has happened? Ruto must just go after them. The problem we had in this country, and I will be vindicated was the hustler doctrine. The doctrination of people as hustlers. You know, there is no problem by referring to there is no problem talking to the voice, or rather talking to the heart of a poor person, or talking to my problems. In fact, the best way to talk to people is to talk to people's problems. However, Hustler Nation was envisioned as talking to people's problems, but the framers got it wrong. It was misguided. And now it is only the politician that is trying to prune out the hustler mentality, because now he's in a leadership position, but the voter is still remaining with the hustler mentality. And do you know what will be a point of departure between William Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua, and Kenya Kwanza with the voters? Very simple thing, that we are hustlers, you are not addressing our issues. That enough is going to be a point of departure, that the issue of hustlers probably is not addressed. Now, when you listen to, when you follow the political developments and some of the things that have been happening in the space, you will actually find something. People are feeling detached with the leaders. The point, they're feeling detached because, and this is what is, the distance is increasing. However, you know, at the electioneering period, at the campaign period, the distance had to be very close, because that is the work. The work is to campaign. And because you're campaigning, you need to be close to the voter. You need to have a lot of visibility. But now in government, there is a lot of policy directions, and policy is affected by many other aspects. IMF was in this country just 3 days ago, and they are saying we will have to make unpopular decisions. These unpopular decisions will even work on our taxation. We have started, we've created heads, minds to talk to us about how we can fix our economy. They have told us that we must collect more taxes. That is it. Collecting more taxes means going back to Mwananchi. At the same time, you're withdrawing services. I don't want to go beyond that. I'll look at that in my other video. So, people are feeling that they are detached with the leaders, and that is why the statements that the likes of Moses Kurias are making are actually signaling that kind of divorce between Kenya Kwanza and the voters. Investors are also taking advantage of the stake. You know, another group that was not spoken to when people spoke about bottom-up economic model, we spoke so much about the people at the lower part of the pyramid. Now, if you invert the pyramid, there is another small number of people wako juu. The truth here is the leader is at the top of the pyramid. So, a phone call away to receive and act on something from the big voice. But you, hapa chini, you can't reach him. So what am I talking about? What I'm saying here is investors are also getting their stake. They are not fully part of it, but the truth here is bottom up was a proxy, was a fallacy. It was a proxy model just to indoctrinate a voter. But in reality, if you look at things that have been happening, look at KQ, look at Mombasa Port. The Mombasa Port and KQ issues are not to deal with the common man. Someone was making a joke that if you are not affected by the pilot strike, then you need to work hard. I took that one very serious, and I was, wow, yeah, this one was a reality. This was a reality check on people. So that's what we're saying, that the bottom-up economic model was a fallacy. In reality, when you are in government, that's just the same way Moses Kuria is doing. And Moses Kuria is very right. That's what he's going to do. That's what is dictated. You just need to fix. In reality, when you're in government, you cannot just serve the interest of the common man. You must also serve the interest of the investors. That is my stake. And I feel that this kind of signals from Moses Kuria is what will bring the end of Hustler Nation. That's my take.